welcome video, and then there was the first lesson. Yes? Did you cover both of them?
Yes.
Good, good. Do you have anything that you would like to ask?
For now, no.
For now, brilliant. Okay, good. So I'm just going to check that you covered, that I make sure that we revise all the things, and then from how you play and whatever, I'll pick up your drum, please. Let me see you play.
I don't play. There is nothing to play yet.
That's the most important one. Amazing! Let's build a connection with the drum. Heating up the hands. By the way, did you do the other one? Did you do the smelling one? That's quite important, because your own self-healing fragrance is free. It's free. It's God-given. And you can do this. You just take in a nice breath. And maybe a third one. And if you do this at the end of some kind of meditation practice, it is even more powerful. I actually healed something on my skin, on the outer part of my body, in an embarrassing place, but I healed it. It's like, whoa, this really works. Much more powerful after a meditation or something like that, you know. So I would do pranayama, and then I would do the meditation, and then I would clap in front of the heart chakra, rub, press, 2 minutes, and then just place, not even touch. You don't even need to touch. So that one is for us. Then we do the same thing for the drum. And in this case, we need to make sure that there's quite some heat. So that then when we place the hands on the drum skin, also known as the drum head, we start feeling within a few seconds that the skin is taking the temperature of our hands. When it does, we move around. When the new part, let me see if I can make this a little bit forward. Yes. So when the skin takes the heat, we move around. And we move around. And the new part takes the heat, and we move around. And the new part takes the heat, and we move around. That's how it works. Okay, so that's how it works there. Okay. And in the case of something like your drum, I see there, it has this height there. You can even put your fingers there as well. Now this whole process helps to start building a deeper connection with the drum. Drums are souls. Drums are extremely sacred in a number of cultures. In one particular culture, they are used for healing. Can you believe that? In another culture, they are used to call in the ancestors. And we do that through drumming. And because I'm teaching somebody a particular course, it's very, very, how shall I say, niched down. It's a very specific content. It's called Shamanic Rhythms for Djembe. Okay? And we are exploring in this course the importance of altering brain waves, or what is known as brain entrainment, with a certain speed or pulse of drumming, even if the drumming pattern is actually simple. So that's the first thing. And in the meantime, I'm noticing that your drum is not too big, your hands cover it all. So the instructions in lesson 1 of keeping the thumb close to the palm when playing is extremely important. Okay? So up to now, I guess you've done some practice. Did you do it, for example, after your meditation? Ideally after, yeah? And you just place the whole of the skin needs to touch the skin of the drum or the drum head. Let's use one hand for the moment. You go up and down, you bounce, you hit and you go. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Yes. Are you comfortable in that position? Okay, bounce the whole, yeah, go, there you go, bounce, there you go, bounce. And when you repeat this sound, you start figuring out with your ear that the drum has that generically, let's call it the same type of sound. That is the sound of your drum. And you can vary this with you can change this by changing the speed. Bounce, 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 whole hand, bounce, bounce, not just the fingers, whole hand. Now you can play like this, or you can play like this. Yeah, when it's one hand, you have pretty much some liberty. And the important thing is that you do this exercise. You do every exercise that I say. You don't have to do them every single day, all of them every day, but over like a couple of days a week or 2 weeks or whatever, you would cover them all. That's the most important thing. So if you want to make me at some point in time write some notes or something, it could be helpful for you. Okay? And just to give you an idea what I mean, I'm gonna actually change drum because I have more than one. Right now I have 2 available, and there is this other drum. It's the same kind of structure with the strings, completely African made. Excuse me. And this one has a different sound, look, or listen. And what you would do is you would practice one hand only, for example, left hand only. You go between slow and fast and then they were in between. Whole hand touching, you don't cup the hand. I mean, later on you can, but for a particular artistic reason. But you don't cup the hand. Usually we play like whole hand and flat. There you go, flat. Yeah. A good speed to start is 1 per second, like the clock. And you bounce. You don't stick your hand, so not like that. You bounce. You go up and down. I mean down and up. Down and up. Bound. 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 And then you change. This is like on the other hand. Yeah. If you have any rings or if you have anything around your wrist, be careful so that you don't hurt it or your fingers. And of course, definitely not the drum. So this goes for anyone wearing rings or something like that particularly. And then, so you start like with a single beat per second. And then you can go a little bit slower. Yeah. You bounce. Don't stick the hand. Bounce it. Yeah. Bounce. And listen to the sort of like the ring of your drum. I don't know if this is coming out on the speakers of the mobile and is being recorded or whatever, but there could, yeah, in my room I can hear it. This is a ring. You know, every beat, every time I play the drum, there is a continuation of the sound. That's really powerful. That's really good. Okay, so this is the first idea, that the whole, first of all, when we play like this, it's the whole drum that's making the sound, you know? It's like the sound of that drum. That drum is defined, every drum is defined, every drum's sound is defined by the material, you know, the size, the width and all that, and of course the skin and the type of skin, you know, that will define the sound for that drum. Yes, you can bring out other sounds, but there is that like unique, just like human beings have names. So this is Norman. That is you, you know. Every person has a name, every drum has a sound. And when we're in a group, one of the very challenging things to do, and it is really challenging, is to identify the sound of which or whose drum you know, which drum or whose drum is playing. Okay, so that's pretty powerful. So just do these exercises, 1 per day. So there are at least 4. So you have at least 4 different days. 1, left hand only. Yeah. The other exercise is right hand only. On another day, perhaps. That's a very good idea. Bounce. Don't stick the hands. Bounce and bounce and bounce. Then we go for AH. What is AH? Alternate hands. So for example, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And you keep on doing it. The aim of doing these exercises is, there are a number of ones. First of all, you relax. I will now go into the body part of the relaxation, and then we can wrap up nicely. The aims include total relaxation, correctness of opening of the hands, palms, fingers, this and the other. And now it's going to become even more important in the 4th exercise. And to play for as consistently as you can, in terms of evenness of tone, in terms of speed. Oh my God. Hello, darling. I have a visitor. Thank you. Okay, good. So evenness of speed, evenness of tone, and consistency of the movements of the hand for over time, getting longer and longer and longer. So our first aim, our first goal should be something like 2 minutes. Continuously the same thing. And it might sound boring, but that is where the skill gets brewed, gets cooked, gets built. Okay? And after 2, then we shoot up to 5. You know, so over the weeks, slowly, with everything that we do, we aim to keep it going on consistently, evenly, smoothly, you know, with a certain calmness, without tension in the body. And then you can vary the speed as well. So there's different things to do. So there's quite a lot of different things that we're mentioning here, yeah? And it is all mentioned in the video, so you can revise the lesson 1 as many times as you like and repeat. Let me give you the 4th modality. So it's like right hand only, left hand only, alternate hands, and then both hands together. Now in here, definitely we cannot have this, because we're gonna hit, you know, and there will not be enough space for most people on most drums. Unless the drum is a 13-incher plus, most people, adults I mean, they will not fit like this. So you're gonna either hit or cross or not play the right place. So the thumbs should go to the palm, and you can then go closer with the hands, and in this shape, in this position, your hands will actually fit on the drum. So both hands together. Yes. Yes. All the hand touching. There you go. Now if you happen to be watching this and your hands are pretty bigger than your drum, you might consider getting a bigger drum. Yes. So that's your 4th modality. Now, like this, how I'm doing it here in this lesson, it's extremely short periods of time. So the effects that I was mentioning will not come out right now. They will come out at the minimum, maybe not even at 2 minutes. Maybe the effects will actually start at 5, you know, or longer. We need to get to that longer time span going on. And automatically something magical happens. Our brains get more in sync, our bodies get more in sync, our energy grounds, you know. And when we get into longer periods, we start slightly having an altered brain wave state. It's called brain entrainment. And if done for a consistent period of time, we can even get into what is known as a very slight trance. Okay, so that is the actual practice. Now, this part that I'm going to do now is actually the precursor to that. It is what gives us, from a body perspective, what gives us the atmosphere, the space, so to speak, to actually do it well. But I always prefer to give people that feeling of playing, but then we go a little bit deeper. So I'm going to move a little bit, even myself, to show you the super important things. So first of all, on a chair, ideally we are at 90 degrees with a relaxed spine, not too stretched but not too slouched, always, right? Feet flat on the floor if we can, and whoever feels comfortable being barefoot, it's even more connecting, particularly if you're out in nature. Okay, so that's very important. And now I'm going to demonstrate the supremely important points. This muscle here, so I'm going to bend a little bit to show you this muscle here, all right, this one here and this one here. That is the starting point of everything. That muscle should be completely relaxed. When we hold the drum in a bad position and we tense up our hands like this, we create tension over there. We're not good. We need to relax the shoulders. Maybe we will do something like this, you know, like move the shoulders around before playing, of course. Okay, and make sure that the shoulders are relaxed. The next part is the arm. So from the shoulder completely down, I'm going to show you by doing this. If I bend, whoopsie, flying papers. If I bend forward to show you, the arm is completely relaxed. The arm is completely relaxed. And I do physically these exercises, and maybe I can do it also with the other hand and arm, you know, from there downwards, completely relaxed. Totally, like dead weight, you know. That gives us the opportunity to play really what other people are actually impressed. You know, they see me playing, they say, my God, how loud! My God, they imagine, wrongly of course, in their heads that I'm pushing. We don't push. That I'm pressing. No, we don't. I'm just relaxing even more. So both the loudness and the speed come from a way more relaxed body in terms of muscle structure, position, you know, grounding. That is super important. So this relaxation practice does not happen when you practice just once. That's why practice, you know, repetition. So my suggestion would be on different days to practice the physical, and then, for example, right hand only. And you play about with the speed, you go for consistency, you play for as long as possible, spend a couple of minutes on that. And that would be enough for that day's practice. The next day, or whenever you can practice again, do the same thing, but for the other hand. So if it was left hand only, then you go right hand only. On another day, you do alternate hands. And on another day, you do both hands together. Always practicing the physical relaxation first. Mela, I'm checking with my notes. I made my notes again, looking at the lesson. So the drum is to be tilted forward. When we hold, in terms of position, yeah, this is important. In terms of position, we don't hold the drum flat. We always tilt it forward, away from the body. Okay? If the drum is big, we can even rest it on the floor and tilt it forward. Okay, so I'm going to show you this like so, tilt it forward, and it's resting. Okay, very important to tilt forward. There you go. Sorry, I have to do this back again. And if the drum is small enough, you can actually lift it and hold it with your knees. You know, you can hold it and control it with your knees. Alright, Mela. And like, I can lift this one, or I can rest it on the floor, because this one particularly is a bit high. Like it has both advantages. So tilting, resting on the floor, holding with the knees, flat hands, touching whole skin, whole hand, spine straight not and relaxed. Relax the next muscle, relax the arms. I'm covering all this. Allow, this is a key word. Allow the hand and the arm to drop. Allow. When you're playing, just allow. Boing, 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 boing. Don't push. Pushing will not get you farther than so much. It will get you a little bit, but it will never get you all the way. So the more relaxed you are, the faster you can go. The more relaxed you are, the louder you can sound if you want to. The more relaxed you are, the more control you have over the movement and the resulting sound. Ease, comfort, relaxation are critical. Thumbs close to palm, I covered that. Right hand only, left hand only, alternate hands on both hands is fantastic. I covered that as well. Repetition is key. Recognize the voice of your drum. This is the most important part here before we start getting into patterns and grooves, you know, and stuff like that. Speed variations I mentioned, and we aim for consistency, accuracy, and steadiness. All right? Now, these qualities, these features don't come in a few weeks. They come, they build, just like the teaching of a language, you know. You don't just become super proficient in any language by having, you know, just a few short months of lessons or practice. It takes longer and it takes regular input, you know. And then you can like do some type of thing, you know, but that comes with a lot of playing. And a lot doesn't mean a lot every day. A lot means over time there is a lot of playing. In fact, ideally, the fastest way to progress is to do a little bit every day, and if you have time, maybe more than once. Maybe, you know? But the important thing is that whatever you do consciously, you do mindfully, and you do with the correct direction and intention. Okay? Feel free, by the way, to wiggle your fingers as well, both physically in the air as well as on the drum, just for fun of it, because in time we will be going there as well. Okay, do you have any questions at this point?
No, it's okay.
Amazing. I'm very happy that we managed to consolidate this first lesson from the course together, paired up with a physical in-person session. Feel free to write down or ask me any questions that may come up, and we'll connect over the coming days. Happy practicing. Enjoy the boom boom.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So very nice, dear. So